Hello, everybody. Welcome back to this special broadcast from We Love Nogales, Local Elections 2018. Today we have with us Mike Melendez, mayoral candidate for the city of Nogales. And he's here to talk about his team, his campaign, his plans for the future, and his history within the city and the community. Mike, you want to welcome? Yeah.
Sure. Well, my name is Mike Melendez. Good evening to everybody. I'm running for mayor here of the town of Nogales, Arizona, and I'm trying to make the difference. I am a professional. I studied in business administration here in the state of Sonora. I graduated out of business administration and been in commerce for the past 38 years and 24 years here in the community of Nogales, Arizona.
All right. Thank you, Mike. So let's get started. Let's start with the question that everybody's already been asking.
Yes.
And it's something that's been brought up, and it's a valid point. But I know that you've answered the question before, and so we'll talk about it again. Yes. Residency. A lot of people have brought up that they've said that you live in Mexico and that you're registered your business as your address for the candidacy.
Yes. Well, I've been in Nogales, Arizona, the past 32 years. I was married for 24 years, and I was living in different addresses. 2689 was one of the first addresses that I lived with my family in Valle Verde. And then passing the years, we lived there for 18 years. And then I had a business that, because of the same situation, I had to let it go. I lost the house. I moved to 2701 San Lorenzo here in Nogales, Arizona. In 2014, I got divorced. I left the house to my ex-wife and my 3 kids, and I started to build an apartment in the address that I have there as the same business. I've been 22 years there in that same business, and because of the same situation, I couldn't afford by paying more rent since I have 20,000 square feet there. So I did it like my apartment. I have 938 square feet. I have the bathroom, kitchen, the bedroom, and everything that we need. And that's where I live, and I've been living there for the past year and a half. And the law says that one needs to live here in the community that one is trying to get elected like an official. And it says 1 year. I've been living there for the past year and a half.
All right. And in the past, you've invited anybody who wants to come and see it?
Oh, yes, yeah.
To come and see it for themselves?
Yeah, it's my house, my apartment.
What's the address again?
491 North Grand Avenue is where I have the business of handcraft items that I've been having it for the past 22 years.
Okay.
It's right in the Y. You cannot miss it. It's on Grand and Arroyo. I've been there, and if somebody wants to go and knock on the door or call me at 285-7053. I can always attend and open.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I don't have any problem with that.
Now, this isn't your first time running. It's your first time running for mayor, but it's not for your first time running for public office.
Yes, that's correct. I've run 6 years back for Supervisor District 2 because I was living in District 2. And then 2 years passed, and I was trying to get elected again and to get involved in the community, and so I run for alderman. And then, but I've been getting more votes each time. I started with less than 200 votes, and then when I run for alderman, I got about 800 and some votes. So it's like 3-4 times more. Last year and a half, I was running also for Supervisor District 1. Against Manuel Ruiz, that he's still the supervisor. Mm-hmm. There I got like more than 1,200 votes. And now I'm trying to get involved in politics again and running for mayor. And several people told me that why didn't I run? So that's what I'm here
You
running.
decided to do it.
Yes,
Go for your
yeah.
shot.
So the two of the positions pay enough money. Two of the other positions, including the mayor, they don't pay enough money. The salary for the mayor of the town of Nogales is $50 a month, less the taxes.
Of course.
The aldermen make $25 a month, less the taxes. But it's not about the money. It's about getting involved in the community and trying to do the things that we, the people, need.
Public service.
Public service.
Okay.
I've been a Rotarian in Nogales, Sonora, for 26 years, and I know, and I'm trying to get involved, because the only way that we can do things is getting involved. If we don't do anything and we don't get involved, it's like throwing rocks to the moon, and they're never going to get there. But sitting or stepping in the moon, then that's another ball game.
Of course. Now, your team this time around, you've got a fairly good sized team behind your back.
Yes. We have 6 persons that they're helping us.
Okay.
Mostly professionals.
Okay.
4 of them with a degree, and they've been very helpful. We've been doing videos, publicity, designing.
You guys actually sent us a couple of pictures that for us to demonstrate, what your team has been doing and what you've been doing going around town. Edgardo, do you have those pictures? And we'll put those up right now. While those are coming up, we'll just keep talking. Now, an issue that's been brought up, and it came out in the International, and is expenditures. Mm-hmm. Now, from what I understand, only one candidate has submitted any expenditure forms. But, it looks like all the candidates, for the most part, have been spending a little bit of money. Is there a due date for these expenditures? Or?
Well, it's supposed to be when the month ends. One has like another week or so. We are trying to do the last balance sheet of what we've been being spending on the campaign. Okay. To be in the safe side, I guess that we can do it in the next week or so.
Okay. That would
for the month of July, and then the next month, well, is the primary. We need to do it, I guess, around the 28th or something.
Well, August 28th is the primary, so
yes.
So yeah, definitely. For August is it, because the primaries,
yes.
For mayor, primary is a very important. It's vital.
Yes. The ones that we are registered to vote in the city of Nogales, it's 11,432 persons. So, but in this particular primary, because it's not the presidential election, very few people vote. Around 3,500. But since all the candidates, we've been motivating people to vote and get involved and everything. So I guess that we're going to have a lot more people voting because people are trying to get involved, and they're because of yourself and all the communications that now we have in this technology and everything. Everybody is kind of looking more as the news comes, and they're trying to get involved.
Well, let's talk about the forum. Speaking of getting involved, the forum had a massive showing. Not only there at the actual event, but the video that we've posted online, the live, it's garnered nearly 2,000 views over the last week.
Yes,
which is amazing. People are interested in city politics this year.
Yes.
More so, it appears that more so than ever before. Why do you think that is?
Well, because people are probably more frustrated because of all the things that they've been happening in the city or in the county itself, and the authorities of either or. They don't see really the necessities that the people is that the people want to get involved in the necessities of the authorities, though. It looks like because of the same nepotism, they don't focus on the necessities of the citizens, and we've been seeing a lot of that. So maybe that's one of the reasons that a lot of people are just trying to get involved, or at least trying to listen and make their own opinion, in either in Facebook or talking to other neighbors or something. They're trying to get involved.
Of course, and that's a good thing,
Yes,
Now,
yes, it is.
a subject that's really important to me, and I asked Garino yesterday, and I'm going to ask Doyle on Thursday, is this mentality that a lot of people in Nogales have. Now, it does feel like it's starting to change.
Mm-hmm.
Pero tienen esa mentalidad de, no, pues así es Nogales. Así siempre va a estar. And I think a lot of it goes back to, a couple of mayors ago, before Garino and before Kissinger was managing the city, we had a mayor that, with some controversy. There was, if you remember von Borstal, there was some
some
legal
issues there.
And I feel, I'm not sure, maybe people still aren't over that, and they have this mentality that City Hall just is not a well-oiled machine.
Well, the thing is that, remember that Octavio Garcia von Boster, he wasn't elected to be the mayor. He was elected but because of the council. So the aldermen are the ones who elected him there, but he wasn't a really elected official. He didn't went with all the things that we're trying to resolve, like getting involved in the community and getting one elected for mayor or alderman. But I guess that it's very important that the mayor of the town, that he is an elected official by the citizens of the town, that they want to be mayors, to focus on the necessities of the citizens, because they are the ones who elected him. So it's very important that.
Well, what do you think we need to do to change that mentality, that así es Nogales? How to stop people from saying that? Because I got to tell you, I can't stand when I hear somebody say that.
The thing is that if we don't have a futuristic vision and a plan and a strategic plan of where do we want Nogales to go, we're going to keep using that same mentality. Not all of them, us here, or all of the citizens think that way. We need to get involved, and we need to focus also on that. I do have a plan that getting involved, the aldermen with the citizens, dividing the city into 6, and make it one part of each part of the ones that we divide, a responsible person or the responsible alderman. That way, the citizens will know who to contact to resolve the problems of that certain area. And then they have the obligation of complying with that necessity, doing a plan or a master plan for that area, and then join it with the master plan of the whole city. And that way we can get funds or federal funds from the federal government to see the necessities here and attend all of them. But we need to get in focus on that.
All right. Now, another thing that's something important, that's something that you've spoken on, is jobs. We've seen, like, the downtown district, we've seen those shops just shut one by one by one. Bracker's one of the historical landmark in the community, shut down. And that's really sad, and it's not just there, it's all along Mariposa. We have Kmart, which had been here for more than 30 years, I think, shut down. Yes. And, so jobs, it's an important thing for the city. What plans do you have for that?
Well, first of all, I put jobs there in my first proposal because it's what we need the most. But to get the jobs, we need to actualize also the laws. But once we do that, and we can create a better environment for the investors to come, either local investors that want to do a little business or a big business. We need to actualize the laws and then bring the big companies to help the same companies that we have here. Like, for example, the produce. We do need to get involved with the produce and see what are their necessities. Maybe they need other types of schools to certify people or the students that are going out of high school, to certifying them in the way of handling a forklift, or driving a big semi, or even using the skills to be plumbers or electricians or things like that.
No, there are some organizations in the community that already work towards that. Do you have plans to work with these organizations, like One Stop?
Of course, One Stop is they're trying to do, but they don't have a lot of government incentives. We need to get the money to help those communities. Because we're all part of the same community here, and we need to get funding from the federal government to help. I was just there in a nonprofit organization that helps people that they have stress problems and drug problems and things like that. But they're not in the focusing of the mayor or the alderman. In the budget, they don't have nothing. So we need to focus on them, because if we start focusing on the problems that the community of Nogales has, and put part of the budget into those organizations, that they're helping the municipal authorities to help their own persons. So it's like a win-win situation. If the local government only focuses on their own employees, and they don't focus on to beautify the city, or have more pavement of the roads, or more sidewalks, or how is the rest of the streets in Nogales, they don't have any lighting or things like that. The common people, they're thinking, well, why don't the government do things for our community? So there's two different perspectives, and we need to comply with everything. That's my part of my focus.
Finding a way to make everybody happy is hard, for sure.
It is hard, but the 6 aldermen and the mayor, they need to focus on the priority, that it would be the necessities of the citizens of this town.
That actually brings me really right into another subject that I want to talk about, and that's collaboration at City Hall. Some people feel that the cooperation between the mayor and the city council isn't really solid right now. I mean, and we're a city manager form of government, and the mayor and the city council, they're supposed to be lawmakers. They make laws for the city, and they discuss policy.
Yes.
But some people are concerned about the collaboration between mayor, city hall, and the city manager. What is your plans for that?
Well, the city manager form of government is, he doesn't do what he thinks that is the best. He needs to comply what the alderman and the mayor tells them to do. So first of all, we need to be very professional, and also we need to focus on that understanding that the alderman and the mayor are public servants. Okay. So they work for really the rest of the population.
Absolutely, that's the way it should
be. And then also, but they're focusing on their own issues. There's an issue like, for example, the water. Mayor Doyle told us that there are going to be some increments of $10. In my business, there was an increment of $100. Why? Because I'm a commercial? I don't know. Maybe. But we are a lot of commercial buildings here in Nogales, and there's like almost 6,000 like water meters. So if you can imagine, $10, 6,000 meters, so it's $60,000 more that enters the city. If we increase it, well, it will be more money coming in. But if we also think about the necessities of the citizens, that we don't have enough employment, to some people it's going to be very difficult to pay an increase of $30, $40, $50 in their water bills.
Absolutely.
And it's not the water bill itself, it's the drainage. But the drainage hasn't been changed in 30, 40 years. So except the streets that they've been paving, Crawford Street, well, it took the authorities almost a year and a half to build. And it started with a budget of $280,000, and it ended with a budget of $790,000.
All right. Now, before we run out of time, I want to give you a chance to make a statement, but I do have one more question if you give a quick, short answer, and it's has to do with working with businesses that already exist, or the produce industry, and revitalizing downtown Nogales.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any plans as far as that's concerned? And then you can make your statement to the people of Nogales.
Well, since I own a business that has been here for 22 years, and I kind of continue what Gary Ray's used to be, we're a community that trades in merchandise from Mexico to the United States, and from the United States to Mexico. My own business, it's handcraft items from Mexico. On Morley Avenue, there's a lot of Korean entrepreneurs or investors that right now are suffering. Why? Because they don't have enough clientele from Mexico. Another thing is that most of them, they have almost the same merchandise. There's not too much variety. What I would do in that area is try to get involved with all the different investors there, and see if we can do like a corridor. Maybe close that street and do like they do it in Mexico, and mostly around San Miguel Allende, or hacer un corredor.
Okay.
And that way we can attract more tourism. Also, actualizing the laws, we can do more permits, do like a little kiosks, and people can vend different produce, like El Mercadito, but
like the Mercado that we do on Fridays.
But in a more larger scale. We need to have that involvement between the commerce in that area and also the municipal authorities. We need to have more folklore, more things to do at night for the teenagers, for the adults. Maybe we need to put or give permits like for a bar or two there. And invite the authorities from Mexico, or the clientele from Mexico, and invite also from the surrounding areas, from Tucson, from Phoenix, all over. That we're in the border here. We're a friendly little town.
All right, well, we're starting to run out of time. Did you want to make a statement before we close, or do you feel like you've summed up everything that you've got to say?
Yeah, no, well, the thing is that I am very grateful for all the people that they've been helping us. I want to tell the community of Nogales that there's still hope for Nogales. We are the doorway to the most powerful country in the world, and we're going to make it the first intention to be here of the tourists that they come from the south of our country. Have faith. Your vote really counts, and just urge the people to go and vote this coming election. The people who are registered to vote, they have their ballots come to their houses. Well, they have an even bigger way of having their vote the first time. So I urge people to vote for the change and give us an opportunity to demonstrate that things can be done with a futuristic vision, a professionalism, and we can do it. All we need is an opportunity. God bless, and I thank you all for
Thank you for coming,
all
Mike.
this.
It's great
Thank
having
you.
you. All right, now, tomorrow, I won't be here, but you should check back in for We Love Nogales con Santos Yescas, que va a estar la Diana Chávez Valenzuela, una deportista nogalense que tiene mucho reconocimiento mundial, ¿no? Por todo el mundo ha ganado reconocimiento por nadar y varias cosas. I'll be back on Friday at 6:30 again with Mayor John Doyle, and who's running again. All right, and thank you very much for watching. We'll see you later.
Perfect.